Well, hello. Today I'd like to revisit a pen that I last reviewed on September 28th of 2016. So, what's it been? 8 years? So, let's see how I feel now about the Platinum 3776 with the broad nib and the celluloid koi finish. So, let's take a look at it. All right, so this is the Platinum 3776. It is made with the luxurious koi finish. And I want to, since this is a revisit, it's a survivor pen, we're going to pick it apart a little bit. One of the things, do you notice a curve? No, that isn't your screen. Yeah, there's a distinct curve to the pen when it's capped. Doesn't bother me a whole lot, but it is a thing. Oh, what's this? Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. I've been given advice on gluing it. I've just been kind of scared too because I have this horrible vision of putting on glue and it lights on fire because it's a celluloid finish. I've also had a horrible vision of being too messy with the glue and then just having a mess there. And the other fault that people have pointed out to me, right here. So there's several ways to deal with celluloid. Some vintage pens you'll buy, they wrap the celluloid like in a spiral around what's called a mandrel. So it's printed as a sheet and then wrapped. Others do like this one and they just wrap it, the sheet, and then it meets. And apparently some celluloids are drilled, I don't know. But I know several people, when I did my original video on this, said, wait, that's a cheap way of doing celluloid. So, take that for what it's worth. And I'll point out that this is a Platinum 3776, not a Platinum 3776 Century. So it doesn't have the fancy inner cap that'll do the slip and seal deal. I bought it with a broad nib. I like it. I like writing with this pen. I just, because that, trim ring thing, I'm scared I'll lose it. So it doesn't go out of the house. I'm almost out of ink, but, cartridge converter pen. I actually got this at a really good price for whatever that's worth. Because this is usually an expensive pen. Platinum 3776, broad nib. The ink in this one is Noodler's Fox, which is a red bulletproof ink. I have not tried it with any bullets, but that's what I'm told. So this is not a flex nib. They do have soft nibs. I just don't happen to have one in it. And I don't believe that there is a soft broad. I think the only soft are medium and fine. So flex, wetness and flow. No trouble keeping up. Smear test. I'm going to partly blame the ink. This is a wetter nib usually. Smear test, what was after that? Oh, reverse writing. For my viewers who are into that kind of thing. I don't judge. Feels about the same. I'd call that a fine, maybe an extra... a fine. For platinum, that would be a fine. Reverse rating. And then finally the world-famous Peer Gustafson test. And that, of course, had no trouble keeping up. And because this is a survivor pen, we're going to do a quote. And since it's a beautiful pen, let's do one on beauty. So that is the Platinum 3776. And that is like the perfect ink to go with this pen. So that was my Platinum 3776 with a broad nib and a koi finish. I still think this is a very beautiful pen. In fact, if I go too long without using it, I actually get requests in my pens in use comments for it. So this pen has a devoted fan club among my viewers. I enjoy writing with it. I like the feel of the pen in my hand. But I think you saw that there are some faults with it. The big fault is the fact that that ring on the cap falls off, which is why you're not getting a pocket test, because I don't carry it in my pocket, because the ring will come off, and my fear is that I will lose the ring, and then I'll really be up to crick. So that's always bothered me. The pen seems to shrink and grow with weather. There are times of the year when the cap ring is very tight. Yeah. So I feel like the quality of the celluloid maybe is a little... People have mentioned the seam on the celluloid. Why didn't they make it more spiral so it would blend in better? Yeah, okay. You've got a point, but it's not a very big point. I mean, I don't really care. I think it's an attractive pen. I would not, and I'm glad I did not, pay full price for it. I'm glad I got it for the price of a regular Platinum 3776. But I do like it. I enjoy this pen. I enjoy writing with it. I enjoy the broad nib. The cap ring thing, not so much. But overall, I enjoy this pen. I like the chatoyancy in it with the, especially on those white bits. I've seen Jinhao does a version of the koi finish, but it's all acrylic. Wow, my nose is itching like crazy. Jinhao does a version of this koi finish with acrylic, and it's just missing something that this celluloid that this celluloid has. There is something magical about it. I wish that the cap ring could stay attached. I've looked at a few possible solutions, but I'm afraid of two things. One is doing something to the plastic. The other thing I'm afraid of is that I'll fix it and it won't be neat enough. So, I've just held off on fixing it. So if you have some good ideas, please let me know down in the comments. But aside from that, I do enjoy writing with it. I enjoy looking at it. I looked at my Platinum pens and I thought to myself, which ones would I get rid of and which ones would I keep? I would keep this one. So I enjoy it. One thing I realized I did in my original review of the pen is I called it goldfish, and why? Don't know. It's clearly not goldfish. Koi are a kind of a decorative fish. But, glad I bought it. Glad I still have it. And hopefully you'll see it again in another 8 years. So I want to thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.